My group and I will be arguing for the use of steroids and hormones in food animals. My name is Justine Fuentes. My fellow presenters are Celeste Chargoy and Catherine Hirschkorn, and together we make up Group 2.
There are a few differences and similarities between steroids and hormones. Here are a few that we have listed. Steroids are used for treatment. Steroids are very common for small animals. They are used as a treatment for certain infections and conditions, but you must be very careful when using steroids to treat infections because it could possibly affect the animal more than it already has. Some of these may result in life-threatening situations. Hormones are also very common for small animals. However, hormones are used for regulating body functions. Some bodily functions that hormones help with are reproduction, growth development, hunger, and temperature.
Let us start off with discussing the history behind hormones and steroids being used on food animals. The first hormone implant was given to a cow in 1947. After implantation, it was reported that the milk production of the cow had increased. Not only that, but her period of lactation lasted for several more days as well. Then, when tested again on other members of the cow's herd, the results were the same. It was a success. When harvesting the meat of other animals that received similar implantations, scientists were able to notice right away the physical difference between a cow who had been given an implant and one that had not. Cows that received the implant possessed a leaner figure with wider back legs and a deeper rib cage. All of these are characteristics that we want to see in the meat we are eating. If there is more defined muscle on the carcass, there will be more fat in the meat, which improves the flavor and quality of the meat when we eat it. After some time, the FDA was created to set a standard on how much hormones and steroids could be used in the food animals for the protection of both people and the animals. By doing so, the FDA is ensuring the safety and health of both parties. In the 1950s, the FDA started to approve the use of hormones and steroids in meat that was going to be consumed by the public. The reason for this is because it was found out that there are no side effects of eating meat that had been injected with hormones or steroids, and it was actually beneficial to the farmers because they had to spend less money and resources on raising the cattle.
If you look at the right-hand side of the slide, you will see an example of what a good beef carcass should look like. Notice how the body is curved in shape. This is proof the meat of this animal is high quality. The more curved the carcass is, the more flavor. You do not want a carcass that is flat or boxy in shape. There will be little to no meat on the body, which means no flavor. Implanting steroids and hormones into the animal as they grow helps them to maintain and keep this shape as they develop.
Producing higher quality meat, hormones and steroids have changed the standard of meat products worldwide. By doing this, people are being fed higher quality products, which is beneficial to the health of hundreds of people around the world. Not only that, but due to farmers selling higher quality meat, there has been an increase in the consumption of meat-related products, leading to a sales boom, which is good for the economy. As the desire for meat and other animal products grew, so did the farmers' businesses as well. Due to more people buying their product, farmers were able to expand their businesses and become larger companies that are well known today. This, in turn, allowed farmers to spread their produce out further into the world and provide more food for people across the globe. Out with the old, in with the new, as people say. As the businesses expanded and changed, so did the methods in which farmers gathered the product from an animal, such as milk and meat. No more were the milk parlors filled with men squatting down and having to milk the cow by hand. Now they had machines to do it for them. Hormones and steroids paved the way for the evolution of the agricultural business.
Discussion of ethical aspects. The FDA has approved the use of hormones and steroids in cattle and sheep that have the sole purpose of meat production and consumption. All steroids have a 0-day withdrawal, meaning that the meat of an animal that was treated with hormones and/or steroids is completely safe to eat, only in the case of cattle and sheep. Hormones in other livestock animals can be dangerous for consumption and are therefore not approved by the FDA. No beef product can be labeled as hormone-free because all plants, animals, and humans eat produce natural hormones that have the purpose of regulating biologic function. However, if the beef product abides by the USDA voluntary claim standards, it can then be labeled as naturally raised. People who prefer naturally raised beef or lamb products often have to pay a premium for it. Current events related to hormones and steroids. According to a blog written by Danielle Bauer, a certified food scientist, using hormones in livestock has various benefits, such as helping the animal grow more efficiently, as well as increasing the nutritional value of the feed the animal is given. This helps the farmer economically, since they won't have to buy expensive feed for all of their animals to grow more efficiently and take advantage of those nutrients. Hormones are used for genetic purposes, which allows both scientists and farmers to selectively breed larger and better animals. Research shows that the use of RBST in dairy cattle has greatly reduced the carbon footprint of dairy farms, which has a huge positive impact on the environment. Thanks to the utilization of this technology, each cow is able to produce around 10 pounds of milk per day.
Here's some knowledge and material that we found. Steroids for animals are approved for certain animals and livestock. Steroids and hormones are approved for beef, cattle, and sheep in the livestock industry. Specific steroids and hormones are okay for animals to use because the hormone given to the animal is a protein hormone. This gives them more energy and muscle. The steroids and hormones that are okay for animals include natural estrogen, progesterone, and testosterone. As of now, we know that there are no signs of major negative health effects in humans. There are no found researches that show sign of major negative health effects in humans who have consumed the meat of animals who are put on steroids or hormones. Hormones make animals gain weight faster, whether it's given to them at a young age or older. We know that steroids are proven to show weight gain. No matter what age of an animal, whether they are young or old, they can gain weight quickly by given steroids. Gaining weight for animals is a good thing because it produces more meat on them. This reduces the wait time for animals as well as the meat gets put on the market quicker. It can also increase the profit of the meat, depending on how much is produced after given the steroids and hormones. This is our informed opinion for the use of steroids and hormones in food animals. Steroids and hormones are given to animals to increase growth rate and efficiency. This helps the animal produce more food with less resources. We understand that the effects of giving animals steroids and hormones for both humans who consume the meat and the animal. Natural estrogen, progesterone, and testosterone are some of the many drugs that can increase the growth rate and efficiency of the animals. This turns the food they eat into meat. Steroid hormone implants are given to the animal, which must be over-the-counter prescribed. These steroid hormone implants are usually given to livestock producers at a certain growth stage of the animal. Hormones and steroids put more meat on the animal, which uses less resources like antibiotics, shots, food, and medications, unlike hormones and steroids, which may be a single implant that works itself throughout the body.
My name is Justine Fuentes, and I will now give a more in-depth opinion on why the usage of hormones and steroids in food animals is not dangerous. When people hear the words give, drug, and food animal in the same sentence, they tend to think the worst of the situation. People need to have more trust in the FDA, as they are the frontline defense in the fight to protect the welfare of animals and still produce a good product for human consumption. As a college student studying to work in the agricultural field and an experienced livestock showman, I have seen firsthand that the comfort and health of the food animal is their primary concern. The distribution and dosages given to food animals is monitored carefully to ensure the safety of the animal, as well as use them to their fullest potential without causing harm or stress to said animal. As Temple Grandin once said, "We raise them for us. We owe them some respect." It is the pride of the FFA community to always treat animals well and raise a good product on hard work and dedication. Hormones and steroids aren't dangerous. The only thing they are used for is to produce milk for a few more days at a time and help a bull calf get a little bit bulkier. And with that, we have reached the end of our presentation arguing for the use of steroids and hormones being used on food animals. The last slide we will be sharing with you today is our works cited, where we give credit to all the authors, journals, and articles we researched in order to put on this presentation for you today. If you ever are interested in learning more about this topic, then you are more than welcome to read one of the articles listed below. I hope you all enjoyed yourselves. Have a nice day.